Hey, what's good, you guys? Back at it again, episode 3. Can't believe it. Welcome to another episode of Up Close and Personal with me, Irami. You know what? I'm very surprised. Me personally, I kind of been enjoying these little videos where I'm just simply it's just me and I'm just kind of just unfiltered, just speaking my opinions and my views. What what's going on with YouTube and what's been going on with YouTube, what's been going on with Facebook, Twitter, social media in general. And it's been it's been very interesting. And I've been fascinated about this for a long time, for a very long time. And it seems like a lot of you guys are actually enjoying this little ride with me too. Um, it hasn't even been a day since I posted the last episode, and I'm already hitting 19 views. Now I know for some that's pennies. That's not really nothing, but for me that's a lot. You have to understand that most of my videos prior to all this, i- you know, they've been sitting for like 7 to 10 to 12 months and just breaking 3 views. And half the time, one out of 3 of those views are just me watching it back myself. So to see that number jump so high to 19 and hasn't even been a day yet, makes kind of gives me the confidence that, hey, people like listening to this because this is some actual information, and I ain't got all the answers. I'm just a man with a microphone. Simple as that. Um, so let's go ahead and dive into episode 3. We're gonna get more deeper into from what we was talking about last episode. Last episode was pretty much about last episode was the continuation of episode 1, which was about censorship and individual and talking about individuals who being banned, and you know what is censorship and all that. And I was reacting to um the boys Abba and Preach, who shout out to them, go subscribe to them. And before you continue this video with me, be sure to like and subscribe and comment on my video. Be sure to hit up my love. I want to get up to at least 20. I want to get up to at least 20 subscribers. I'm still at 18. Come on, you guys. We can get up. We can make it go up. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna watch a video from one of my favorite YouTubers, Penguin Zero, um, freaking Charlie over here. And now he is not the only one who's doing this. Numerous other YouTubers are commenting on the Corey Kenshin video that he posted recently, which was the allegations and the claims he was making against YouTube of all people. Now, Corey Kenshin is someone that I also, I think I frequently watch a lot, and just from my own personal experience, he is not a man with a conflict. He is not one of those YouTubers who they make their living, starting conflict, starting beef with other YouTubers, or just doing random stuff. He keeps to himself and he enjoys what he does, and you know, I love the guy. So that being said, the fact that he is speaking on this is it's extremely interesting. We're gonna go ahead and hop on to this, and we're gonna see what both Corey and Charlie have to say about this. Let's dive on in, you guys. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe to um, Penguin Zero channel, and hit the boy up to me. Let's go.
Yesterday, a very popular YouTuber named Corey Kenshin posted an absolute bombshell of a video accusing YouTube of some awful things and explained the whole situation that led to the claims, and he does not hold back. The gloves were off and the chef's hat was on because he just started cooking their ass. Now, of course, it's not unusual for a YouTuber to make a video criticizing the platform. It happens every day because YouTube.
You would be surprised, you guys. you would be extremely surprised how often people talk about YouTube. It, I think the reason why you don't really hear it like that, and this may be your first time, especially if you're a Corey Kenshin fan, to really be hearing it, but pretty much it's kind of been like a silent majority. It's kind of been like just kind of like keep on the hush mode because even I myself included have talked about the discrepancies and issues that face YouTube has been dealing with um, for all types of stuff. For me personally, it's just hypocrisy. That's the biggest thing. For other people, they deal with for other people they get dealt with other things. But for me, what I see is hypocrisy. Like I know plenty of YouTubers who are literally getting censored up. They're getting shadow banned. They have to walk on eggshells just to keep their channel from being terminated, just because they say a couple of curse words, or they reacted to a video that literally millions of other people have reacted to, but they are here getting whipped and tamed by YouTube. So for me personally, it's hypocrisy, which kind of leads on to the idea of favoritism, which we're gonna dive right into about favoritism.
Is a company that very, very rarely gets anything right, so it's constantly catching more shit than a Walmart toilet, and rightfully so. But even with hourly uploads of everything wrong with YouTube, the problems that Corey Kenshin highlights are some that I haven't ever really even seen discussed before. The video's titled YouTube, Racism and Favoritism, and it was actually the #1 trending video all day yesterday, and right now it's the #2, which means this is the front page of YouTube. This is the #1 video on YouTube, so I bet they're thrilled about that. Corey
Yeah, that's kind of funny. That is kind of like an ironic that the #1 trending video on YouTube is a one criticizing YouTube, and it kind of goes to show you what the people want or what the people want to watch. So I'm not entirely surprised.
Kenshin has over 14 million subscribers, so this is a video that carries a lot of weight.
You guys either play favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two. These
It's a mix of the two. I mean, there've been cases like I've seen cases where it's been a mix of the two, but half the time, most of the time, it's favorites. Is who they pick and choose who they want to represent their brand. But it makes no sense because of all people that they endorse, like PewDiePie and Markiplier. Boy Kitchen is the most squeaky clean of them all. So, and Charlie, he gonna speak, he gonna go in depth with that. So it doesn't make sense. And this for me came to a shock because, like I said, Corey Kenton is someone who doesn't make videos like these. He's someone who doesn't do stuff like this. He almost like me in a way is like he tries to remove himself with all the YouTube drama and issues and stuff. He just want to play his games and give content to his fan base, which is what most people just want to do. But when you get, but what you're seeing is a man who his back is against the wall. He's been pushed. He's been pushed for long enough, and as you would see going later on, he tells you how he's been dealing with this for years, and here we go. Now, this is the straw that broke the camel's back, essentially, for Corey. For Corey, this was it, and I'm so happy that he spoke up about this because we need more YouTubers with a higher with a much more bigger platform, bigger fan base, a bigger, you know, with a presence like Corey's. His message can be spread more faster and much more farther than me. So I'm happy that he's doing this because it's almost like he's speaking not only for me but for a lot of YouTubers who are going through this. So
are the three options, YouTube.
It's a pretty aggressive intro, but he is rightfully upset about unfair treatment he's been experiencing. So, after going through what he's gone through, he believes that there's only really three possible conclusions to draw from it, where it's either YouTube policy team playing favorites, members of the policy team being racist, or some combination of the two. Now, before getting into the specifics of the situation, I'd like to say I think most people have been aware of favoritism on YouTube for quite a while. You know, it's not exactly like
Quite a while, man. Sorry, quite a while, a long time, a long time, and I've been dealing with it even long before I even started to post videos and stuff. Long before I started posting videos.
the Krabby Patty secret formula. It's not hush hush. I think everyone has recognized that there is some level of favoritism on the platform. I mean, there's even that viral video from a few years ago where the CEO of YouTube said to Juice World that they need to pump his numbers up, which indicates artificial growth. It means that they have at least some capability of boosting channels, whether that's through the
Well, dang, Susan, can you do that for me? I'm out here only with 18 views. I mean, 18 subscribers. Come on. you know, I'm not the begging type, but still, I'm like, I think I have potential. Get me up there, coach. put me on the field, coach, for real. It's favoritism. Cause you got people like it makes no sense that and it's not just me. Like I know a lot of YouTubers who've been on, who've been on this platform for. When I say for years, I mean like they've been on this platform probably probably like as long as YouTube been open, been live, which was back in 2005 or 2006. So, and even they themselves are not as high as they should. And they got good as content as anyone else. But then but it's favoritism. It's what's trendy. If you got a video, if you make something or do something that becomes extremely trendy, YouTube will promote you so much that you just started YouTube literally in 3 days, and you got 200,000 people already subscribed to you. That is madness.
algorithm and pushing it to more people, or just inflating it themselves for channels they deem worthwhile and good for business. And the inverse is likely true, where they can hide channels they think are problematic and bad for business. So,
Well, I look at it like this. My channel is not good for business. My channel is good for the people. I'm not, and that's the bigger problem that I'm having with YouTube. Is this really YouTube for you, for me, the people, just a bunch of people on this platform irritating each other, or we just trying to appease corporate, these big conglomerates, that have been filling YouTube's pocket, and YouTube doesn't want to lose their sweet, sweet sponsorship. That's the reason. But I don't work for I don't work for the business. I'm not good for business. I'm good for the people. I'm good for you guys. I speak for myself to you guys. That's how I look at it.
favoritism is something that people have been loosely aware of for a long time, and also when it comes to mainstream media sources, like late night show hosts have much more leeway than an average YouTuber. They can say and do a lot of things that get normal YouTubers demonetized or age restricted or straight up striked, and that doesn't apply.
I'm waiting for that day that happens to me. It hasn't happened for me yet because I'm a man with 18 subscribers, which by the way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like, hit that share with your friends. Boost me up so we can keep on going higher and higher. So you don't have to hear just a voice, but you can see a beautiful face, and have the whole setup and going. It takes time, but with your support, it helps a lot. It really do helps a lot. Um, so because I have such a tiny, tiny little atom presence of this platform, you know, they're not really like YouTube don't even know I exist. So I feel like I have more freedom to say things and do things that bigger YouTubers would be very reluctant to say because they know they do. They lose all of the stuff. So I'm having fun until then. So Let's go.
apply to the big boys in the scene. So favoritism is something I think most people know exists on YouTube. That's not like a conspiracy theory. However, the claims that Corey is about to make against the YouTube policy team in regards to racism are pretty interesting.
This is Blankos, the free-to-play multiplayer game where you can unlock, earn, and
August 18th, I uploaded The Mortuary Assistant. A lot of you would know it got age restricted. I saw that all these other YouTubers were playing The Mortuary Assistant and only my video seemed to be age restricted. So I appealed the restriction. Hey guys.
Yeah, right then and there, I would have been mad. Like, for example, if everyone and their mama was making a reaction video to Penguin Zero's videos, everyone is chill. But when I make one, oh no, 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 you're not good. And they just throw me in the water. I would be pissed, man. I'll be angry. I would be angry.
Guys, I'm not sure why mine got age restricted. Could you look into this? Appeal rejected.
This isn't the whole situation, it's just the beginning. I already want to talk about something in particular though, the appeal system. Corey mentions that after appealing, he was denied, rejected pretty quickly. That's the norm. I can count on one hand the amount of times I've ever even heard about an appeal being overturned. That just never happens. The only time an appeal doesn't lead to rejection is when you make a trending hashtag about it on Twitter. You make a big hoopla on Twitter, and then YouTube will go to your appeal and, make it in your...
Sounds like a lot of hoopla. That's crazy. You have to do all that just so you can prove your innocence. And that itself should demonstrate the major flaw with YouTube. I know it's extremely difficult to have people review and look at every single video that's ever been posted and uploaded on YouTube. It'll be it will be very impossible. Hundreds and thousands of videos are posted daily. And we're just talking about the big YouTubers, the profile YouTubers. We're not even talking about the underground like me. That's probably one of the reasons why they don't even really look into me, because there's so many. Even the bots, even the YouTube bots who's supposed to do the job, who's supposed to do the job, even they can't keep up. It's impossible. It's like trying to check on millions of people every single day. They do something. Ring a bell? Break, brother.
your favor. But if you don't do that, if you don't stir up a shitstorm and start throwing sand in YouTube's face on Twitter, they won't bother. I'm very confident that there is no human being in the review process for appeals. In fact, I would wager my anal virginity that there is no human being that looks at appeals. And if I'm wrong, then I fully invite the YouTube policy head to come raw dog me. I am so fucking confident that there is no human...
I believe that actually. Like, I believe in the idea that there's no human. It wouldn't be possible, because it just wouldn't be possible, because there's so many, there's thousands of YouTube channels, and even more being created daily, and each one of those could be uploading hundreds of videos. It's just so many that it wouldn't make sense to have just people like golly, like how bad would it be, like your job, like you work at a job, you work at a cubicle, and your job is you sit on a computer, and you go on YouTube, and you have to watch every single video you ever have created, and your job was to make sure if it was following the guidelines. Oh my lord, you have to pay me money. I'm not talking about $15 an hour. I'm talking about a smooth 300, like like $100,000 a year have to be paid. I need to be paid doctor's salary for that, because that is impossible. So it makes sense for them to be using um you know bots to do this. But even then, even the bots.
because they almost always end in rejection and standing with the initial decision, even when it's blatantly wrong. The algorithm makes mistakes. But the appeal is supposed to bring a human being into the equation to look at it, investigate the case, and decide whether or not it was an algorithmic error or a correct enforcement. And there are times where it was just outright incorrect, just outright wrong, and they will still stand with that decision. So I just don't think the appeal system works. That needs a drastic overhaul ASAP.
Only my video got age restricted.
A major drastic overhaul, really badly.
My YouTube rep, who isn't on the policy team, he looked at my video and he said, hey, it could possibly be this part at the end about it. So I looked at that part. The first thing I did was try to find other YouTubers who had that part, or at least a part similar. So I go to Markiplier's Mortuary Assistant Part 3, and he had the same situation going on. His video wasn't age restricted.
Corey explains that after the appeal was rejected, he talked to his YouTube rep who speculated as to why they decided to enforce the age restriction, and he highlighted a potential problem with the ending of the game that was in his video. So Corey then went to other videos to try and find that exact same part, and he found it in one of Markiplier's videos, which wasn't age restricted, yet had the exact same content that Corey's did. So he was left confused. Why is Markiplier's video okay, but his isn't? Now I want to immediately squash the argument. I know if you...
To me, they're not checking. Then it's not checking. It's bots, and that's the thing. It's bots. One bot just happened to go on, just so happened to go on your video, saw something, said, "Oh no, it's violating our guidelines," and just age restricted it, aka shadow banning. But a bot didn't go to the Markiplier, so then makes the question: are these bots AI? Like, do they pick and choose themselves? Which videos to look at, or are they being sent by someone? Because at the end of the day, they have to be programmed. These algorithms, these robotic automated reviews and stuff. They have to have been They have to been programmed, of course, at some point in time. And my question is it like AI where they just pick and choose? I decided to go here. I decided to look at this, or are they being sent to certain people? So then it still begs the question: is there still human influence? Is there still some human behind this? That begs the question.
Few people will make that Corey Kenshin might not be as advertiser friendly as Markiplier, which is why Markiplier is being favored by YouTube here. That just doesn't work because Markiplier still says bad words. He'll say fuck and shit and damn. He'll squeeze in some naughty words. Corey Kenshin is squeaky clean. He doesn't say any naughty words. He even censors bad words in the games that he plays in the videos.
That exactly what I was saying earlier in this video, is that when it comes to the idea of well, who's more marketable, who's more profitable, who is more better for business, well, technically, if you want to be very technical, then Corey Kenshin should be more profitable, more better for business, because he really doesn't curse. That man, he is, like, I swear, and I'm not being some fanboy about it, but it's just a fact that when you bring up these arguments of, well, maybe it's because Markiplier is more profitable, it's more, and maybe he's better for business, more child friendly. I don't think so. Yes, more, yes, kids. Kids tend to always, kids will listen to anybody, follow anybody. I'm pretty sure there's maybe a kid listening to me, but it's the fact that if YouTube argument is, well, we just try to find people who are more profitable, more better for business, then it's like, well, then why not Corey? If anything, look at Corey. Just like Charlie said, doesn't curse. He even curses the video games. Even if Corey is playing a video game with tons of profanity, Corey would censor the game itself. That's a testament to who Corey is. So to start throwing age restrictions at him and to say, "Oh, you're not," is kind of an insult. To me, it is. So that's basically what I was saying earlier, and Charlie hit the nail in the coffin.
He is the more advertiser friendly creator. So it's not
Yes,
just YouTube playing favorites for whoever's more advertiser and brand friendly. It's not the case because if it was, Corey would be the winner there. So it definitely has to be something else at play for why they demonetized Corey and not Mark. Now, if you've been around my channel for a while, you might remember I went through an almost identical situation a couple years ago. I made a video on a fake road rage incident and got an entire strike for it from YouTube, a policy guidelines strike from YouTube for it. And I found that exact same clip that I was talking about in Markiplier that wasn't age restricted, demonetized, or anything. I was so angry. I was wiggling in rage. I was so upset. I couldn't sit still in my chair. So I made this video talking about it. And then I made a big stink on Twitter. And Markiplier
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Made a big stink, and it's a shame that you have to do that because like that itself is evident that the system is so flawed in its platform. It's so entirely flawed. It's so entirely flawed, and it baffles my mind because where is the equality here? Like I said earlier, I know plenty of YouTubers who have to go as far as private or delete videos they because being they was given strikes, they was given bans, shadow bans, age restrictions on videos where literally you can they were like they were like it makes no sense. Like for example, how are you going to age restrict me, give me a strike of a video that you claim to be inappropriate or it goes against the community guidelines if that very video is trending on your doggone page with millions of views and other YouTubers are reacting to it and no issues off of them? That is a severe problem that YouTube needs to solve or needs to deal with because this is not going to go away. And Coy being the one to, you know, really expose it with some actual evidence. He's not just speaking from his own opinions or how he feels or he just pulling stuff out of him. He's actually giving evidence of what's going on. And other YouTubers, Charlie himself right now in this video is telling you his experiences with similar situations like this, which lets me know there is a big problem, a major problem.
actually came to my rescue like a fucking hero of justice, a symbol like Batman. He came in and said, "Fair is fair, where is my strike, YouTube?" And YouTube responded not by getting rid of my strike, but by striking Markiplier's video as well. So now both of us ended up with a strike, and Markiplier made a video talking about that, and eventually YouTube decided to rescind both strikes, saying that it was an overreaction to things and it was a mistake on their part. But obviously you can
That makes no like they got caught with their pants down. How are you gonna strike somebody and not the other? And then when you talk about it and you do something about it, and even that person he speaks and do about it, and YouTube like, okay, fine. To make things fair, y'all both strike. And then it's like, wait a minute. Okay, it doesn't even make sense. I'm taking both strikes away. What's going on? Golly, it's crazy. It's crazy. I hope I don't have to deal with this in the future, but I feel like the more I continue to the more I continue on with YouTube, and hopefully I get bigger eventually. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm playing. Um, it end up happening in some way, shape, or form. Heck. I mean, my own personal experiences was back in 2018 when I used to just upload, beats and instrumental music on my channel. That was it. Like all I did back in 2018 which was the that was my junior year in high school. I would just post nothing but instrumentals and beats, which you can still find to this day. I can't tell you how many times I would upload a song or upload a beat or an instrumental, and within like an hour or two, I would get something from YouTube saying that I was given a copyright strike. Someone, some old troll was trying to copyright strike me for a song that apparently I, and of course going through the system, going through YouTube system, listening to their stuff, I'm on like, clearly this sounds nothing like what I'm posting. So this is obviously a troll, and fortunately YouTube was cool enough to remove those copyright claims each time it happened. But it just kind of goes to show you that, hey, that was my beef going on with YouTube and trolls at that time. So we all have stories, big or small.
See the problem here. They're not enforcing their rules equally across the platform,
They're not.
and they're just not enforcing them properly at all. There was no reason that video should have ever resulted in a strike by any stretch of imagination. I can understand the algorithm having a bit of a oopsie, a little boo-boo there, and mistaking a fake comical road rage for a real incident, but the appeal process is supposed to come in there where a human being looks at it and within 3 seconds should be like, oh.
But that goes into the question that I was asking earlier. You know, is the algorithm, is the automated, aka bots, are they just picking and choosing which videos to go, which channels to go? So they decide to go on your channel, on your video, and strike it, and not Markiplier's? Or are people just sending the bots to you or to others? You know, that's much more of a deeper question.
This is clearly a joke. But that never happened because I don't believe humans actually review the content. I'm getting sidetracked. Point is, the rules aren't enforced appropriately or equally. So kind of similar situation, but not exactly the same as what Corey's been going through with YouTube here. However, I do find it interesting that Markiplier is present in both of these cases. I feel so bad for Markiplier. He's done nothing wrong. He just keeps getting dragged into these disputes here with YouTube.
Hey man, one day if I get as big as you guys, I may have to call Markiplier for aid. So if YouTube does something foul against me, I'll be like, yo, Markiplier, I need some help. Apparently YouTube loves you. They don't love Corey, they don't love Charlie, and they most likely don't love me. So I need your help, Markiplier. Apparently they listen to you for some reason. They need you for some reason. I don't know. That makes no sense. I need vouch. Do I need to get Mr. Beast to vouch for me or something? I don't know.
YouTube.
So I send a video to my YouTube rep. I say, hey, Markiplier has this situation in his video, but his isn't age restricted. Could you send that to the policy team? They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off after they already rejected my appeal. I expected them to triple down.
They needed Markiplier validation, and it goes back. Why do I need someone? Why do I need another YouTube channel or YouTuber in a sense to help prove my innocence? Why can't I defend on my own? Is my own word ain't strong enough to stand on? Like, oh, sorry, you just a YouTuber. Nah, we don't need you. Sorry, you ain't good. But then you bring in Markiplier. Oh, you brought Markiplier. Oh, he's vouching for you. Okay, then you good. Like that's not fair. That goes back to that's not fair.
And give Markiplier an age restriction too. But they looked at Mark's video and they used that to verify my innocence.
After being confronted with evidence, the policy team folds and gets rid of the age restriction on Corey's video, but he decides to press forward by trying to get an explanation for why it was okay for Markiplier and not okay for him. Why isn't it the same ruling, and why is it only now, after being confronted, that they decide to get rid of the age restriction after already denying his appeal?
Because they're picking and choosing I believe they're picking and choosing where they want to send the bots to. And the bots going, bots they're programmed to do their job. So it goes back to what Charlie was saying, that they're just going to automatically, you know, reject your appeal and just go straight forward with the strike or with the shadow banning. So it goes back to the question, why are they doing this? And then it leads to, yeah, Corey's question. Is it racism? Is it favoritism? Or is it a combination of two? This ain't looking so sweet for YouTube. And it never did. It never did. But oh golly, hold up. It never did, but it's just like now with Corey Kenshin's, you know, you know, exposure, now more and more people are starting to see. Get your coin, get your coin, get your coin, Charlie. Come on. Let's go.
So I send my YouTube rep a lengthy email detailing
I
my
need YouTube
feelings
rep. The
about
heck?
the entire
You know
situation.
who my
So my
YouTube rep
YouTube
is?
rep assures me he's going to continue this dialogue with the policy team.
His
So another
credentials?
day, another 2 days go
0.
by, and what do you know? They re-age restricted the video. They re-age restricted the video. I say, no way did they do that. I go to Markiplier's video now, and now his video is age restricted.
Yeah, it's pure pandemonium and chaos at the YouTube policy headquarters now. They re-age.
Like Corey said in that video, they got caught with their pants down. And that's a horrible thing to be in. You doing wrong and you got caught, so now you trying to do right, but then at the same time you're still kind of doing wrong because it still leaves room for questions. So now it's like it looks bad. It looks bad all the way around. There's no way for you to like find ways to like, I don't know, make it sound right, because you did wrong at you because you did wrong from the very beginning when you striked Corey's video in the first place. That's where you already did wrong.
Restricted Corey's video and then slapped Markiplier with an age restriction as well. So they panicked, clearly. After being confronted and after Corey's email as well as the phone call he had with the YouTube rep, they obviously caught wind of what was happening. Corey Kenshin was wondering why he was being unfairly treated by the YouTube policy team. No one else got age restrictions, it was just him. So he pressed further, pressed harder, and the policy team reacted by bringing back the age restriction to him and Markiplier. So it's like, hey, no, look, everything's good now. Now everything's even, right? We enforce this equally across the creators, so we're good here, right? No, obviously. Corey is rightfully upset.
Yeah, it just makes you look bad all the way around. I think the only way y'all could have, I feel like the only thing y'all could have did that would have made any sense was just, you know, strike Corey's video and then kept it pushing and don't even ask questions. But then that still would look bad, of course. But it's just like none of it looks good. None of it looks good. From, like I said, for the very beginning, you shouldn't have um age restricted Corey's video from the very beginning. You had no business to. And you may say, well, maybe it's the robots, it's the bots that are reviewing it. Then of course that goes back to what I was saying earlier. The questions I was asking earlier. You know, are they AI? Are they self aware? Are they self controlled? Most likely not. Come on, now this is YouTube. I do not believe that YouTube got it like that. That they out here with Elon Musk, um, Tesla robots out here just no. What I personally believe is that I believe that it's hand in hand. There's humans who are sending these little things and kind of just walking away from it. And when they get pressed about it, then it's like, oh, That's just how it is. That's how it seems to me. But definitely, there's a lot of issues at play when it comes to the idea of favoritism. Why would you choose to send a bot to Corey but not to Markiplier? Why Corey and not Markiplier? What's so different about them? They're both within the same range. They're both in the same level, the same rank, the same region. Heck, I'm happy. I bet you that people who follow Corey follow Markiplier, and there's plenty of people who follow Markiplier also follow Corey. So there's a good chance that they share a lot of their own subscribers. So what's really different about them? Hmm, it's starting to lead towards the ideas of racism. That is a heavy, hard word to use. It's almost the equivalent of, you know, accusing a man of the R word. It's a hard, strong accusation that requires some strong cold evidence.
He was treated unfairly. And since YouTube is so unbelievably shit at giving clear answers to anything, Corey can
True.
only speculate as to what happened here, and he draws the potential
Just like me when I was dealing with all those copyright strikes back in 2018 with my music, I wasn't given little to no information to why. I just had to to me it felt like I had to just duke it out with the person who was copyright striking me. And then YouTube was like, "Well, may the best man win." Type of situation, like gladiators or something. Well, what is this?
conclusion that maybe someone or some members of the YouTube policy team are racist. Maybe they targeted Corey because of the color of his skin. And it's not a far fetched thing to think either. In fact, Ludwig, when he interviewed Susan, and Ludwig also made a mogul mail talking about this exact video I'm talking about and brought up some great points. The strongest one being is there are human beings on that policy team, and there are sometimes biases with members of those teams. You know, they're human beings, and some of them are going to.
Bingo, biasness. You got a lot of Markiplier fans in your policy team, Susan. I'm playing, but that right there is evidence enough. There's biasness even within the policy team, and so it leads to them picking and choosing who they want to send bots to. Like, oh, Corey Kenshin, he keeps on trending YouTube so much. I don't know much about Corey Kenshin. I'm not a big fan of him, so I'm just going to send a bot and see what they may find. Oh, that's not pretty. Strike him. But what about Markiplier? He uploaded the same video with the same thing, and he also tends to trend too. But Markiplier, he's my favorite. I subscribed back when he only had 100 subscribers, bro. Come on, we go way back. It's one thing if you are a subscriber or an influencer, but if you are a member of the policy team, the top figureheads that's part of YouTube, you have a major responsibility because it can easily lead to discrimination of all forms. It can lead to just the, just the silencing, the unnecessary silencing for no reason, and the lack of answers and the lack of responses is also deafening. It's horrible. It makes you guys look not good, and and to me, if you guys are all about trying to paint a good image, trying to look good for your supporters, your sponsors, the big business that's coming in to throw you guys money. So we have all these ads and stuff. It's not making you guys look good, even for them, because of the simple nature that what we have here with this favoritism stuff. There's issues, just like I was talking about the last episode, that there's issues going on in society, and banning is not going to do anything. Stuff like this here on YouTube itself, amongst YouTubers, it's not doing anything, but there's issues, and they're growing, and there's evident, and but it only took Corey's voice for you guys to wake up. 'Cause people been yelling at you guys for years. I have, Charlie have, many people have. But to Corey's voice to say something, I'm happy for Corey. I'm happy he did that. But the fact that he had to do that, because he's not the person to even want to do it in the jump. But the fact that he had to do it, it really proves the issue that we're really facing on this platform. And I'm not too happy about it.
Going to have biases. And there is the potential that someone there is sexist or racist. And Ludwig brings up good points about that. For example, his girlfriend's podcast gets demonetized way more than his does. And so he brings that up. Susan, the CEO, denies that it's a possibility, but it is a real possibility. And Corey is absolutely right in thinking that it could be a real possibility that someone on that policy team that has the decision-making power might be racist. Why was Corey the only one getting age restricted? And Corey also brings up another great point, which is every time Corey comes back, Corey takes hiatuses in between his content creation. Sometimes he'll be gone for like 4 or 5 months, and he'll come back.
That's another big thing. Corey, Corey's not even a YouTuber who uploads consistently. I mean, heck, I know a lot of YouTubers who don't. I know a lot of YouTubers who don't record um consistently. But but him is different. I mean, so it goes to show you what is really going on. A man who doesn't really, post that often, but he still gets the big hammer. That's another issue. It's just stacking on the list of evidences.
Back and explode. He'll get number one trending like every single day for 3 weeks straight. And then every time, like clockwork, he's hit with some kind of YouTube controversy. Last time it was getting a strike due to something from like a 4-year-old video, a 3-year-old video or something like that out of nowhere. And it's only when Corey comes back and starts getting popular again do they do something like this with age restriction or a strike or something like that. But in the breaks he takes, like the 5 months, the 9 months that he's not on YouTube, he never has problems. They don't strike anything. They don't, age restrict anything. It's only when he's back being popular that this kind of issue arises. And it's always over nothing. Like I said, Corey is probably one of the most advertiser brand friendly content creators there is in the gaming space. He doesn't say bad words or anything bad. He even censors that kind of shit in the content of his video, like from the games he plays. So he goes the extra mile to be as brand friendly and advertiser friendly and family friendly as you can be. So it can't be an issue of him just being, too hardcore for YouTube to support. That's just not the case. It has to be something else. Something maybe going wrong with the algorithm or potentially.
There's a lot. There's so much. There's so much. Um, I'm going to end the video here. Sorry. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment this video, and subscribe to Charlie's channel, Penguin Zero. I don't own this video at all. It's not my video. I'm just commentating and reacting towards it. But a very powerful video. A very powerful video. Um, I'm lost at words, honestly, and I kind of been rambling. I'm sorry if I was rambling a lot. It's just I'm surprised. I'm surprised because I remember back during 2016 blowing up. I remember plenty of channels like Killer Keemstar, Leafy is here, a bunch more others who were being censored. Crazy, you know. During a time, remember, like, prior to 2016, YouTube was a place where there was very little censorship. You know, you can get away with saying a lot of things, do a lot of things, and didn't really have to face major repercussions that we are today. Um, and people was complaining back in 2016. People was worrying about the future of YouTube back in 2016. Now it's 2022, and we're still here. We're still chilling. I think people was able to adapt and grow from the new community guidelines. But there's still plenty of issues. There's still plenty of things that people need to worry about, and I'm not too happy about it. I'm not too thrilled about it. from my own personal opinion when it comes to the issue with YouTube, it's much deeper. It's biasness and it's favoritism. Is it racism? I can't really say, but what I can confirm is what I can see, and what I could definitely see is the idea that there are some YouTube channels that are more pushed than others, and there are other YouTubers that are more silenced than others. And Corey Kinston is a very Corey Kinston is a good example how even when you're at the top, even when you're at the peak, even when you're at a position where many people wish they were in, even you are not free from the issues that YouTube has. And that's not right. And there needs to be something done, or else it's going to continue to go on. You know, and it's going to be very interesting. You know, and it's fascinating. It's crazy to me because on top of the whole, on top of this issue we have with YouTube, of course, you have you have all the banning issues, the idea of censorship. So now people feel like you're being silenced for the things you say. The idea of freedom of speech is being attacked. Just being you on YouTube is being attacked. The idea of being fair is being attacked. So I don't know, you guys. You asked me, you know. Feel free to hop on the comment section and just tell me how you feel about it. If you have anything to feel, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to share this with other people. Let other people know that YouTube is not all sweet. You know, we need to spread the word. Spread Coy's video. Spread Penguin Zero, Charlie's video. Spread that up because it's almost like if we don't do anything, if we just sit here and chill and be on our own worlds, oy vey, it's not going to be very good in the future. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Um, Please forgive me for rambling and stuttering and doing all that stuff. It's just when it comes to topics like these, it's so bizarre. It baffles my mind, and just trying to find something to kind of commentate on it, it's hard because, like it says in the very title I made, it's so much deeper than YouTube, and it's so much deeper than even the policy team behind it. And it's crazy that it took Corey Kenshin himself, a man who 9 to 10 times out of 10, he don't come out like this. He don't talk about this. Corey would be the very last person I would ever think to talk about issues like these. He's a person with no drama. He doesn't want drama. He's far removed from it. He don't want to be a part of it. And I really don't want to be part of it either, but I just love talking about it. So the fact that he had to bring it up shows that perhaps it really is serious. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Um, you guys stay safe, take care of yourself, and remember, I'm just a man with a microphone, and it isn't even that serious, you guys. But with this right here, with YouTube, that's serious. But what I'm saying, it's not that serious. What Corey's saying and what Charlie is saying is serious. Me, I'm just a guy. Peace out.